Hi, I am Yu Jun. Today I'm going to represent to you the fourth industrial revolution and distributed computing. The concept of fourth industrial revolution has been introduced for about 6 years since November 2011. Today, Industrial Revolution 4.0 is no longer a concept or future, as it has been used and advanced in most of the big industry players. So, today I'm going to discuss about how we are going to use the concept of distributed computing to address the challenges in the implementation of fourth industrial revolution. Before I go into discussion, I will first talk about the evolution of fourth industrial revolution. The first industrial revolution started in 1760s, which focused on steam and water-powered machines to replace simple hand-based manufacturing. Then it comes the technological revolution, which is also known as the second industrial revolution. This revolution improved steel and iron, and they also began to utilize electricity for mass production. At late 1950s, the digital revolution came in, which is the third industrial revolution. This is the time when most of the mechanical systems are changed to digital electronic system. The technological innovation in third industrial revolution include computation, automation, and communication. Finally, in 2011, here comes the fourth industrial revolution, built on the digital revolution. The fourth industrial revolution emerging technology breakthroughs in several fields, which include Internet of Things, cyber physical system, artificial intelligence, and big data analytics. We will now talk about the evolution of distributed computing. Before distributed computing came in, mainframe systems rarely communicate with each other. In 1960, the concept of distributed computing comes in, which is the method of concurrent processors that communicate by message passing. At first, the widespread distributed systems were local area networks such as Ethernet. After that, ARPANET email was invented in the earlier 1970s, which is the earlier example of the large-scale distributed application, and today we have Internet, which is even larger type of distributed computing. Now I will show you the highlights of fourth industrial revolution. The highlights of fourth industrial revolution includes cloud computing, big data analysis, smart device, and artificial intelligence. So, what about the highlights of distributed computing? They include fault tolerance, high availability, scalability, high speed, which is high processing power, and it is capable of resource sharing. And now I will talk about the challenges of deployment of IR 4.0. At the same time, I will discuss on how we can use distributed computing to overcome the challenges. First, the challenges on cloud computing include the requirement to scale according to user need, ensure 100% uptime to prevent user profit loss, and to allow multiple users to access the multiple resources of the cloud at the same time. These challenges can be overcome by using distributed computing because it is scalable and it also ensures availability and having multiple machines. The multiple user access problem is also overcome by the resource sharing capability of distributed computing. Next is the challenges in big data analysis and processing. As big data means a huge amount of data, it requires a very high processing power for analysis, and of course, it also needs high data storage capacity to store the huge data. Well, distributed computing can solve this as it is high speed due to the combination of multiple servers, so it can process huge data without problem. Other than that, the resource sharing capabilities of distributed computing also enable big data to store in multiple servers. The smart device, also known as the Internet of Things, faces the challenges of ensuring uptime and also the need of high processing power for coordination. For this case, we can use distributed computing to overcome. This is because distributed computing is highly available. so the uptime is ensured and the high-speed processing of the distributed computing can coordinate the smart devices without problem. Lastly, artificial intelligence in 4th Industrial Revolution also faces challenges on the need of extreme processing power for data training, and they also need data redundancy ability to maintain pre-trained models. Of course, distributed computing can resolve this easily. In this case, the resource sharing capabilities of distributed computing will allow sharing of graphic processing unit with higher processing power than CPU, so that the models in AI can be trained faster. In conclusion, distributed computing can address most of the challenges of 4th Industrial Revolution. In future, I believe that the need of processing power will become higher as everything becomes faster and faster. Hence, distributed computing plays a very important role in future development. Thank you and goodbye.
Created using Powtoon.